It seems like we're climbing a mountain uphill and keep slipping back. And we ran into a very good team tonight that every mistake we made, we paid for. So now I'll meet with the team tomorrow. I have a couple of very specific messages, and hopefully we can start climbing up without slipping so far back. Questions?
Coach, I've heard a couple of announcers on ESPN say that you guys would need to win the ACC tournament to return to the NCAA tournament. Is that your view?
Yeah, I don't look that far down the road. I'm going to get ready for Saturday's game, but if ESPN says it, oh, it must be right.
Coach, I mean, honestly, you know, Matthew Cleveland was kind of a game time decision. I know he's battling with illness, but wasn't able to get out there. What does that kind of do, you know, to your team confidence-wise when they know, you know, a good player like Matt isn't able to go out there when you're going against a team like Duke?
Well, the way I look at it, I don't know how the players look at it. I think when we're at full strength and able to prepare and practice correctly, we're a much better team than we look like right now. But we're not at full strength. We haven't been at full strength almost the entire ACC race. You know, we lost in overtime at Wake Forest. We were without Wooga Poplar. We lost Syracuse at the buzzer. We were out North Shadowmere. We lost a close game to Carolina. We were without Keyshawn George. So every time you look, and I said this a week or two ago, if you go back in time last year when we had a Final Four run, every time we lost one of our starters, we lost. We lost North Shadowmere, like at the first minute of the Duke game in the tournament, lost that one. Isaiah Wong was sick at Duke last year. He could hardly play, but not really. That would be like if Matt Cleveland played today. And we had our only loss at home was without Nigel Peck. So for us, we're not as deep, not as big as some of the teams in our league. So we need to be at full strength. We need to be healthy and playing well. And the only way you can do that is practice, preparation, where everybody is executing their role.
Jim, in regards to your mountain comment, was there something that was the most concerning, most bothersome to you about tonight's game?
Yeah, you know, I use this expression all the time to the players, that basketball is actually a race. The court is 94 feet by 50, so it's 94 feet long. It's a sprint from one end of the court to the other. And the team that runs faster longer is normally the team that wins the race. Right? If you don't sprint, if you jog, if you're conserving energy, whatever your reason is for not getting back defensively or not trying to outrun your man on offense, there's a very good chance the other team is outworking you. And normally the team that outworks the others is going to win, and Duke certainly outworked us tonight.
Have you felt like that, what you just said in this recent run of losses, have you felt like teams are just outworking you?
I've actually felt that way all season. I would say I certainly have felt that way in all our losses this year. You go back to Colorado, go back to Kentucky. When I looked at the tape afterwards and saw how many times someone outran us, maybe got a tip in, or maybe got a layup or a dunk, or maybe got an open three. And it's been consistent. And if you look at our KenPom numbers, you know, we're able in most games to score pretty well. We're averaging, 75 points or more a game. Our problem is defensively of getting back and setting our defense. We just don't do it very well.
And at this point in the season, and I know you said it's gone on all year, but and maybe easier said than done, but how do you essentially reverse that, these final four, the regular season? I mean,
well, I said my messages, my words have not produced the correct results. So maybe I've got to choose less words and more actions, meaning tomorrow we'll probably run a lot.
Coach, Omir's had like a all ACC type season today. The shooting percentage wasn't what he normally has, missed a lot of shots around the bucket. Do you think that was Filipowski's size, or how do you see what happened to Norchad tonight?
I think in all players, we're talking about Norchad, but it's all players. You develop confidence in yourself. You develop a pattern of how you're going to play the game. And when you enjoy success, confidence grows. When you don't enjoy as much success, whether it's you as an individual or the team, you are then distracted from having your own game, your own confidence, to worrying about the score. And that's really what's happened to us a lot. That fall behind. We don't challenge ourselves to just go harder. And so yesterday at the team meeting before every practice, I normally have a message for them. And yesterday I showed them video from 2 years ago where we beat Syracuse when we were down 10 with a minute to go at Syracuse. I then showed them the end of the Drake game, first round of the NCAA tournament, where we were down 8 with 4 minutes to go. And what my message was to the players is, if you play the score with 4 or 5 minutes to go, you've already thought you've lost. We're behind, we're not playing good. At Syracuse, we're down 10 with a minute to go, and the guys haven't stopped competing. What does competing mean? Well, you got to play defense. You got to get back and set your defense. You got to rebound. You got to block out. You got to do all the little things that allow you to fight back into the contest. We did it at Syracuse. We did it in the Drake game. We actually did it in the Texas game in the NCAA tournament Elite 8. But this year we haven't shown that resilience, that competitive spirit that you need to make comebacks, to come from down 10 or 12. Now tonight's game is much different than these others, but we were ahead of Boston College by 5 with 5 minutes to go, and they kept competing and going hard, and Zachary, their guard, went coast to coast. He missed the layup, but he went coast to coast, outran our whole team and shot a point blank layup. Now he missed. But when I'm talking to the team, I said, how can we possibly allow a guy, we're winning the game, who is still not getting back? So, players eventually have to take responsibility for how competitive they're going to be in every possession. Now, some of our issue is we're not deep right now, so fatigue can definitely be a factor, especially for someone like Bensley or Wooga or Norchad, the guys who are playing. I don't know. They didn't play the last 5 minutes, but Norchad played 31. Bensley played 37. Wooga played 35. That's not too much, by the way. But they got to get quality rest. And every time they go out, if the score goes from a close game down 5, down 10, now it's up to them to come back in and try to help erase that lead. Oh, very challenging, very frustrating, disappointing for everybody that loves Miami basketball.
Coach, you mentioned the fatigue aspect, but can you, pinpoint any other reasons why there has been that, lack of effort or lack of competitiveness at times in losses this season?
Yeah, I've said that, it's, we need to understand that's the game. A lot of players, not just our guys, a lot of players don't understand how important just running the court is.
Last question?
I guess also I just want to ask, I know Matt was a game time decision tonight, just How confident do you feel heading into Saturday about his status for that game?
I don't think you can ever predict how a guy will recover from sickness, you know. So, you know, will he be good to go tomorrow? Probably not. I'm hoping by Saturday, though, we'll have Matt and Nigel back. But we won't know that probably till Saturday.
Bensley, Coach Jon was just in here, talking about, how it feels that sometimes you guys haven't been as competitive as he would like. Just what have you seen from being on the court about things like, just getting back on defense and effort plays like that?
Well, credit to Duke. They came out and just punched us in the mouth from start to finish. And, it's just about the way we respond as a team. And, we just didn't respond at all tonight. And, they just kept getting everything so easily. And, it's like our competitive nature just went away. So, we learned from this, follows, look back on it tomorrow, learn some things and, keep it behind us and move on to the next game.
Bensley, why do you think this is happening? Like what Adam said, just the coach saying you guys are getting outworked essentially. Why do you think this is happening? He essentially said it's been kind of all year type of thing. Why do you think this kind of been going on?
I wish I could answer that. I really don't know. I think it just comes down to toughness for each individual guy on our team and, who's willing to lay it all on the line for the team first. And, guys just got to step up, me included, just listen to what Coach L says, his message, and try our best to, our best to our ability to do our best, to his message. But when, we don't do that, the results show up like tonight.
Specifically tonight, Bensley, just what were some of the things that Duke did to kind of extend their lead tonight?
I think, got it in transition, lots of easy transition buckets. They hit some tough shots, coming in, they were a really good scoring team. And, just everything felt too easy for them. And, on our side, we missed a couple bunnies that we usually make and shots that usually fall. But, again, credit to them. They came in here, they outworked us, outplayed us from start to finish. And, we just have to get better and learn from this.
Anything else?
Obviously, it's only 4 games left in the regular season and the ACC tournament. How do you guys try to, bounce back? Obviously, long losing streak right now. How do you bounce back from this?
Just have to keep getting better every single day. And, just trying to listen to Coach L's message even more and buy into what he's trying to say. It's tough. Obviously last year having great runs and stuff, but now, we're on the other side of that. Losing sucks, but we just have to keep improving, keep fighting, and hopefully these next 4 games we can turn it around and head into ACC season.
With that, you haven't been a part of a streak like this before. How has this been like, these 5 in particular, especially at this point in the season?
It's definitely tough. It's definitely challenging, but you win some, you lose some, but you gotta live to fight another day, and you just keep learning from all these mistakes and losses, and you just gotta keep trying to improve every single day, keep trying to get better every day. The main goal is to just win in the ACC. We know how competitive the conference is, and we know how ups and downs with all teams in our conference. And with us, it's obviously at an all-time down, but we just have to keep looking at the positive side and just trying to improve on winning each game moving forward down the line.
Benzie, honestly, last season's kind of been a flip in terms of how the team, a lot of people battling injuries back and forth. Would you say it's kind of been a change in kind of the mindset that, the team, do you feel like as a player on the team it's been kind of hurting, in and out of the lineup, guys like Matt and Norchad and Nigel kind of being in and out? How's that really affect kind of going forward with the games?
It's definitely tough when, you don't got your main 5 guys, every single night able to suit up or practice. So, but it's all up to the next man, next man, step up mentality. You just got to come in, play as hard as you can, and give us, your best effort when you're on the court, and just try to give it your all. And, we still are, we're a young team, so I feel like we're still in the mix of guys learning through the process of, stepping up. But, as long as they can try to do it at a consistent rate and, come in and provide for us, then I think we'll be in great shape moving forward.
All right. Obviously, that was a great win for us. Look, Miami clearly is not 100%. They're far from it. They're banged up. You still have to come ready to play. You still have to play for 40 minutes. I thought our guys did that. I love the sharing on offense. I thought it was actually Filipowski's one of his best games. It's not going to show in the box score, but he played with great poise. He was really strong. He played great defense, and he just makes the game so much easier for everybody else on the floor. I was really happy with Tyrese. We didn't know how many minutes he could play tonight. He's done about 10 minutes of contact since the last game he played against Wake Forest. I thought he had great minutes, played with a great pace, and really I could go down the line. It was a great team effort. It was a great team win. A ton of respect for Miami. I don't care who's playing for them. They have a talented team, and they're more than dangerous at home especially. So proud of this win, and take any questions.
Well, what went so well defensively for you guys to force them into a lot of bad shots? Only shot 31%.
Steve, with them, you have to guard the ball. I know it sounds simple, but it starts with guarding the ball, and you have to have great communication. We switched a lot tonight, and you can switch when you have 5 guys that can defend and stay in front of the ball. Thought we had great communication, and then the one thing I thought hurt us with some of the switching was the offensive rebounds that they got, and we need to do a better job with that. But overall, you have to guard the ball, and we did that.
Coach, Omier for them has had a great season, but tonight he missed a lot of chippies around the basket. Do you think Filipowski's height maybe got to him, or what did you see there?
I thought it was a combination. Look, he missed a dunk. He missed some shots he normally makes. But I thought we played with great physicality inside. Flip played. That's part of what I loved about his game tonight. He played great defense around the basket. He protected. We call them body ups, and he bodied up with great physicality, and he's all 7 feet. So when he does that, it changes our protection around the rim. And but look, Omier is as good of a big as there is in the country. I think he had an off night tonight also. But the other guy that did a great job is Mark Mitchell. We put Mark on Omier and had Flip off the ball, and he just really battled him and made it difficult for the majority of the time.
Coach, 5 straight for you guys. What's really clicking for your team right now?
Just embracing the lessons we've learned along the way of this season, and I think so quickly. I'm not saying you guys. I'm just saying in general, people can draw early conclusions about who people are, who teams are. Just as with teams, all along we've talked about privately, just getting better in the whole season. And we want to be at our best in February and March. And I think we're on an upswing. I think we've continued to get better. I think these guys have showed incredible toughness with things not going their way. You find out about people the way they respond. And all these guys, man, they've responded at different times throughout the seasons, whether it be setbacks, whether it be losses. They just kept working, kept believing, and we need to continue to do that. But to me, it's about their character. It's about the makeup of the guys we have in the locker room.
And then kind of talking about responses. Last time you guys were on the opposite end of this,
right,
matchup. How big was this for momentum-wise? You guys getting a big win down in Columbus?
Yeah, well, it's playing here is one of the hardest places to get a win in the league, no question. But this sport humbles you, and if you handle it right, you can be better than you were if those things didn't happen to you. And I think that's what this group has done. Like last year, we talked about a little bit. It was mostly about here and now. But there's no question that plays a factor when you know that can happen to you. And I think our guys have just shown great maturity, just continuing to learn and then carry that over.
You mentioned Mark and Flip. What can you say about the job they did on the offensive glass, especially at the beginning of the game?
Yeah, they've been terrific, rebounding the ball. I thought we had a few plays where we just were right there. We just couldn't come up with them. But the effort was great. I think if you look at our rebounding numbers both ways the last 10, 12 games or so, it's much different than the beginning of the year. That's been a big strength for us.
Coach, the game was pretty competitive for the first 10 minutes, and then your team stretched the lead in those last 10 minutes of the first half. Just what were you guys able to do to extend the lead heading into halftime?
Keeping your foot on the gas, playing together, playing the right way, and they're a team. If you give them live ball turnovers, they're tough to stop in transition. We gave them, I think, only a couple. They ended up scoring 10 off transition, off turnovers. But overall, I thought we did a pretty good job taking care of the ball, and that's a big thing with them. You know, Jeremy Roach also hit 2 big threes in that segment, and I think Jeremy's having quietly, for whatever reason it is quiet, one of the just big time senior seasons for a Duke guard, man. You know, I want you guys to go back and look at Quinn Cook's stats as a senior, and then look at Jeremy Roach. I think it tells a story, and Jeremy's impact, though, is way more than just the numbers and the stats. You know, I hope for Duke fans they appreciate having a 4-year player here who could have left at any point, whether it be transfer or going pro, and he's taken us to a Final Four already. You know, he's been through a tough season where we didn't go to the tournament. You know, I'm just proud of him for what he's done this year. Like, he's made everybody around him better. He makes Flip better. You know, Jared has 35. He's right there supporting him. And along the way, he's close to having 50, 40, 90, 2-to-1 assist to turnover ratio. He's just been terrific. And, you know, I don't know where we would be without him and his approach the whole season.
Coach, you mentioned Jared McCain, and you know, kind of an off night compared to what he's done the last 5. You know, he's been really hot. I think about 19 points a game his last stretch. What's your confidence level in now be able to return back to, you know, the freshman star he's been this season?
I have zero concerns about Jared. And, you know, the thing with him, he didn't hit shots tonight, but they still know where he's at all the time. And it opens things up for other guys. And the thing that he's done, like even the last game, he has 35 points. His defense was great in that game. You know, he has 3 steals. He just plays every play. And so the scoring, not that it's an added bonus because we need him to score, but for me it's just his overall play. And when he's on the floor, you have to know where he's at. And I have zero doubt with him that he'll be back ready to go on Saturday.
Thanks, Coach.